Good day. Thank you for joining me today for opening a successful med spa or cosmetic practice. This is Francis Acunzo. I am the CEO and founder of Acara Partners. Today I'm going to talk about Acara's proven business development process when we work with our clients to either open or launch a new business, whether it be a medical spa or a cosmetic practice. There's 3 phases to this process. Let's start with phase 1. All right. Really, we call phase 1 the feasibility phase, feasibility study, essentially. It starts with your concept development, identifying what is your vision. And your vision is your why. Why are you doing this? And what is it that you're doing? That's your mission. So are you launching a medical spa, a cosmetic dermatology practice, a plastic surgery practice? And then the program. The program takes it down to what we call program components. So in an aesthetic medical practice, program components would include things like injectables, laser skin rejuvenation, non-invasive body contouring programs. So that's your program. The next step is you want to have an envisioning session. Pull together all the stakeholders involved. If you have a medical director or you're the medical director, if your spouse is involved, maybe you've identified a key team member, your manager. Come together, spend 3, 4, 5 hours. We do this with our clients when we're about to embark with them on launching a new business. We bring everybody up here to Connecticut and we all meet to go through an envisioning session. Now, first part of that we just discussed, the vision, the mission, the program components. Next is you want to talk about company culture. Culture is so critical, especially in branding. It's one of the 3 areas of branding that we like to focus on. So discuss how you see the culture. Is it all about safety and care, customer service, giving? Have that conversation right from the start. Then look and talk about names, potential names, and different brand elements. Color, various items that, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Interior design elements which support your brand. Also, begin to identify, or really try to identify, your company's unique selling position. We call it your USP. So you want to be able to identify, why would somebody buy from you the same exact service versus the cosmetic practice down the street? What makes you unique? Is it your reputation? Is it that you're bigger, better? Is it going to be your location? All these things can be unique selling positions. And it's important to know in the beginning what that is, especially when you start looking at your competition and what their unique selling positions are. And then your points of differentiation. These are smaller elements, oftentimes brand elements, that make your practice different than the practice down the street. And then finally, talk about what makes for a successful practice. Where will you be in 5 years if you define your practice as being successful? Is it a financial goal? Probably. That's usually on the list. Is it a reputation goal? Wanting to be the best in the market, the most well-known? That could easily be on the list. Is it about your business and the team? Wanting to build a team where people want to work and the length of service is extensive beyond what is typical in a small business? Those things all can be measurements of success. And it's really great to define those in the beginning. Okay, so once you've done the concept, it's time to think. That's looking internally. It's time to look externally. Right? Think about your target market. Who is your consumer? What is their profile? Women, ages 35 to 64, living in households with incomes of $75,000 or more. Typically for a plastic surgery practice, that may be the defined consumer profile, your target market. For a medical spa, it may be ages 18 to 54, living in household incomes of $50,000 to $125,000. For a med spa, that could be your target audience, the consumer profile of your target market. You also want to think about, where are these people living? What's your defined market area? Is it the town you live in and maybe one other town going outward? Is it a 20-minute drive time? Is it a 30-minute drive time? Again, depending on who you are as a business, what is your market position will help define that market area. If you're a well-known plastic surgeon looking to launch a medical spa, you're going to be looking at 30-minute drive times, maybe 40-minute drive times. If you're an entrepreneur looking to launch a medical spa for the first time, introducing it into a market, you're probably looking at a 20-minute drive time. Okay. Continue on with the market assessment. Identify exactly what that defined market area looks like. More so, think about things like proximity. All right, where I want to do business, is it in proximity to the target audience that I'm seeking to draw into my practice? Accessibility. Do I want to put this business on a major thoroughfare, on a secondary thoroughfare, off a major thoroughfare, where it's easy access, right, to the highway, right? We recommend within quarter mile of a major exit. You also want to be considerate of, crossing major roads, which can be difficult for people. Parking lots are difficult to get in and out of. And then visibility. Visibility is not essential to your practice, but it's really helpful and can help reduce your marketing spend. If you have a great sign on a very busy secondary road, you may be able to have more, visibility in the marketplace without having to communicate the message via advertising. So think about where you're going to locate your business as it relates to your market, the accessibility, where within specifically the market you want to be. And then when you get down to site selection, which we'll talk about a little bit later in phase 2, you're going to want to look at the visibility of the actual site. Then conduct competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is going out, identifying who are your competitors, and actually visiting them and looking at their unique selling position, their points of differentiation, definitely their pricing. Now, once you've done all of that, test your concept against the market findings. Okay? In other words, once you have identified all the competitors and what their unique selling positions are, their points of differentiation, their service sets, their pricing, go back to your original concept. Does it hold up? Do you need to add to it? Do you need to contract it? Do you need to define it more clearly? And once you've done that refinement, it's then time to identify what you can achieve from a standpoint of sales. Write out a sales forecast. Now, this is easier for us, which we have over 100 locations in our database, to look back and see what they did in year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But you can do this. You can't do demand analysis, which is the first one on my list here. You can't really do comparable analysis, but you can do utilization analysis. So identify how large you want to have a space. So if it is 4 procedure rooms or 4 treatment rooms, how often will they be staffed? How often, or what will be the utilization? So this is utilization analysis. What's going to be the utilization of those treatment rooms? 75%? That's good. That's probably good in year 3, on to 4 and 5. But in year 1, it may only be 40% utilized. So figure out how much per hour you can produce in a room, and just do the math and figure out what's the potential for your 2,500 square foot 4 treatment room, procedure room location. And remember, different things bring in different dollars. So if you're looking at injectables, so you have an injectable room, that's going to bring in a certain number of dollars. If you have a higher level procedure room, not really a surgical suite, but a room that you're doing laser lipolysis, that's going to bring in higher dollars potentially. But it's going to be utilized less. So play this, run the numbers, do your sales forecast. It's going to be an important part of what you'll show a bank for financing, and try to get it as realistic as possible. I highly recommend always being conservative. The next thing you want to do is your architectural program. So now that you have your sales forecast, and you believe you can do $1.5 million, and that's going to be broken out X dollars in retail and X dollars in laser lipo and X dollars in injectables, Identify how many square feet for each program area you will need. How many injectable rooms? How many laser lipo rooms? How many skin rejuvenation rooms? How many aesthetic rooms for clinical facials? How many square feet of retail do you need to accomplish $10,000 a month in retail sales? What you want to do is maximize your return on investment. Don't overbuild. Everybody will always ask me like, oh, but if I don't have enough space, then what happens? Well, that's a great place to be in. I'd rather you be busting at the seams, thinking about a second location or an expansion or a move to a new location, than to be sitting there thinking, wow, I shouldn't have rented at least 3,500 square feet. It should have been 2,200 square feet, right? So be conservative in your architectural planning as well. Then it's time to do your financial planning. You have to identify your capital requirements. How much does it cost for your tenant improvements? What is the furniture and equipment that you need, and what will be the cost of that furniture and equipment? Your startup expenses. Don't forget, a lot of people forget the startup expenses. Those include things like paying consulting fees for Acara Partners to come in and help you do this, if that's something you decide to do. Or your accounting fee, a fee for an accountant, or your attorney to set up the entity and review a lease and things of that nature. You also have your pre-opening rent, potentially, because you can't always time rent to the day you open. You may have things like pre-opening utilities, pre-opening payroll, because you need the team on board and trained before you open your doors. All your supplies, medical supplies, all your retail inventory, that's all part of your startup. And lastly, and most importantly, is working capital. You have to have the money ready to fuel sort of the plane as it goes down the runway to profitability. Right? You need to fund your marketing plan. You need to fund your operating plan. Operating plan are things like your staff at your front desk, you're paying your rent, your utilities, the insurance bill. Okay? All of that is going to cost you money prior to bringing in enough funds to cover the total cost. Thus, you will lose money in your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth month even. And you need to figure out how much and be ready. We find typically you need anywhere from $25,000 for a smaller operation up to $75,000 to fund the plans, the marketing plan and the operating plan for your working capital. The number one reason why new businesses fail is because they were undercapitalized once they open the door. Do not forget about your working capital. Finally, do a pro forma. First, start with metrics that you need to actually run the numbers. So think about, we were talking earlier, utilization rates, productivity rates. Productivity rates would be how much per hour in a program area. Staffing levels, remember we were talking about how much you're going to staff your facility. Come up with these assumptions, outline them, and then run a 5-year financial model. Income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. Once you've done all of this, you can look at your potential return on the investment, and you're now ready to go on to phase 2. Thank you for joining me for opening a med spa or cosmetic medical practice. Please join us for our future webinars and/or watch our videos online.